We created this very large print. The process was lengthy and it took several steps, and it took a lot of us kind of working together as a team, which is great because it allows us to network and make connections, and that's what Summer Studios is all about.
It's a great experience. You're exhausted by the end of the week, especially with this one. It's mentally and physically exhausting, but it's also cool because you're living the life of a working artist.
This particular piece was so a collaboration of everyone's ideas and, I mean, imagery, and we all kind of came together collectively and put our 2 cents in.
So Patrick originally gave us this sheet about the red wolf, and that was kind of our prompt to get us starting, and we did a lot of drawing exercises to kind of brainstorm, and they were just little sketches here and there, quick little drawings, and then this is actually all taped together because we cut it all up and pieced it together and worked it that way. And we use highlighters and the overlaying of the colors to kind of do the blending. And then we got to this area where we worked on a big piece of newsprint. And this helped create our stencil. And we created all the texture plates beforehand as well. So it was a lot in 1 week. But we made all those texture plates using very different methods. And then when we got to this is what we were able to kind of cut out, and we pieced it together, and we would lay it on top of the plates, and depending on the color, you'd block out some areas and allow other areas to show the color. And then we had this massive roller that took 2 people to use, and that's what I was saying, it's very labor intensive, very physically exhausting. And you roll the color onto this huge plate that's this size, and you print. And we just had people at different stations, and I mean, it was like just one big group, and we just had to work together. We had to communicate the whole time and just keep pushing through. And without that communication and that collaboration, this would have never worked out.
What I realized at the end, and I really appreciated, was our pre-work before getting here, before getting to campus, just was like a tiny version of what we were doing. And for someone who had never done printmaking and had no concept of this, our highlighter exercise, the collage exercise we did, the collection exercise, Patrick thought of he broke down the entire process of the printmaking, the entire layering, the collaborated, and put it into a tiny little version in a little book for us to do. And it completely made sense, and it was like a little segue into the giant creative and collaborative version that we inevitably produced. So, I mean, I had never considered highlighting, and there was so many, I had made so many connections to everything he did, and I was so impressed with his patience with us, and especially when we kind of got a little loopy after being so tired. But I mean, that's a hallmark of like a fantastic educator.